Shifting gears now, our social media expert Jackie Guzda is back to talk about the latest trends in cyberspace. Jackie, we know what is out there on the internet is not private, but what's this about employers asking for Facebook passwords?
That's right. Is that recently it's become common usage for common for a potential employer to ask a potential applicant to give across their password.
That really sounds like a complete invasion of privacy.
Well, you know, it's kind of murky in there. It is, if you want to call it, an invasion of privacy. But don't we do things like that already? I mean, we drug test, correct?
Sure.
Right? We do criminal investigations. So is this that far off?
But they've taken the extra mile now to say, we want your password.
Yeah.
The password.
That, I think, is a little invasive.
Okay.
I mean, does it skirt the law in terms of going that far?
It doesn't skirt any particular law that is written in the books right now. We have a right to privacy, but what does that really mean? So in answer to that, there's been legislation. I know that in 2 states, they've already started to write legislation to stop employers from asking for passwords. And just yesterday, Senator Blumenthal in Connecticut started to write a federal law that would prohibit that.
I understand drug test. Employers want to make sure that you are not on illegal drugs. But when you're talking about something that's supposed to be private, social, there's a line in the United States between personal and professional line. And it seems that potential employers are crossing the line.
Well, I think that what employers are thinking is, who am I really hiring? They're making a big investment in this person. Person can come on, dress nicely, say the right things in an interview. But if you take that a step beyond and you look at their online persona, you get to see who they are outside of that interview.
Can't you do that, though, without asking for a password? There are so many ways to check and to look to see what people are posting.
They have before. They've been doing interviews, particularly in government positions. They've sent out people to interview neighbors and friends, etc., to find out what this person is really like. But the interesting thing about the internet is that it's kind of a little intimate relationship. It's you and your screen. So you think you're having a great time, you can take pictures, I gotta show my friends. You don't think about the thousands, potentially millions of people that are out there looking at what you're doing and who you are.
Right. And especially because of the way that Facebook has reconfigured the way that everything is on there. Now you're far less private. People can see more of what you put on there. So I guess it's incumbent upon people to really manage what they put on their Facebook.
You would think, right? But how many stories have you heard? I mean, I'm a college professor. How many of my students have posted pictures of themselves? They're all going to be out looking for jobs soon, holding up beers and doing incredibly strange things.
We had a case just recently, the news anchor, I believe it was in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
They had pictures, she was on vacation. It was a wet t-shirt contest. She was on vacation, but someone at work saw it.
Teachers posting things that you know can come off as
right. You can't do that. You have to think. You know, we're starting to put a phrase on that. We're calling it reputation self-sabotage. You've got to not be your own worst enemy.
Okay, because they're asking for a personal password, can I say no?
Of course you can say no.
But do I risk my job then?
Of course. The question is, how much do you want that job? Wow. Now, in Bozeman, Montana, the city routinely asks for passwords for Facebook, for email addresses. And what they've said is that everybody always gives up their password. And isn't that a great thing? It says a lot about the applicants. But it's coercion.
Okay, well, what's next? Are they going to ask for my ATM code?
I hope not.
But this is not opening. Is this not opening a slippery slope?
It is. It is. And that's why we're beginning to see we really need legislation that specifically addresses this problem.
And you raise an interesting point. Once you start asking for this kinds of personal information, let's assume you want to work for a financial institution, and they say, well, we want to look at your finances.
Right.
We want your bank records. They're already looking at your credit report.
Right.
So what's to stop them from taking the next step?
That's right. So you're calling for it. We have to have some kind of legislation. Hopefully we will. But I think that in the meantime, that what you've got to do is start being smart about it and taking steps to protect your own reputation. And there's a number of ways to do it. And the first thing you have to realize is that nothing is private on the internet.
What is Facebook saying about this?
Okay, their terms of service actually say that you're not supposed to share your password with anyone. And there's a problem there. Now, it's been said, Department of Justice said they realize that the people are, by asking for these passwords, are violating those terms of service, but they also said that they have no plans to prosecute.
Wow. I guess the incentive is just not be on Facebook.
Yeah, but there
What am I going to do with all my pictures?
Well, there's a lot of benefits to being on Facebook, particularly if you're looking for a job.
And what about if you're putting fake stuff about you on Facebook about how fabulous you are? You know,
Right.
How do employers know to trust Facebook?
Right.
Why would employers trust it? Final thoughts.
Because they think that they're getting the true person.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Fascinating
Jackie,
stuff, Jackie.
Yeah, we really thank you for your insight and analysis there.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Beware.